Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Garden Aquatics view through the ring light. What I'm doing is going through YouTube, reviewing my posts and stuff like that, reviewing what people's comments are. I also got a few emails. I often wonder what people think. And I've got people to make comments about what I do and everything else. Tonight, I'm going to basically show you what I do to go live, why I picked Garden Aquatics, and everything else. I figured I would do it live, and I'm also going to do a tutorial on it. And basically what the channel is all about. And some of the most interesting questions I get are, but first I have to clarify something from last night. As I showed you in the video, we got a new refrigerator because the other one broke. Actually died. The compressor stopped working, and it wasn't something to do with the resonator or some some switch or something that would make the ice defrost in the refrigerator or something, and the whole thing was starting to freeze up. It's supposed to be a frost-free refrigerator, and it wasn't making ice and everything else, and we wound up getting a new refrigerator. It took a day, and we got the refrigerator, and this is Wi-Fi and everything else, so we stopped it. That's why it wasn't on last night, because our internet got all screwed up and everything, because it's now on a Wi-Fi. I will not show that, but I will show you the refrigerator when I do a prepping in suburbia. I'll ask people ask why I'm going to do that, and I'll explain why. We have one guest in here, and I will see what he's talking about. We'll put this aside. I'll bring this closer so that you can hear me, and we'll find out what the comments are. The first one, he said, hi. Our first gentleman, we have Mount Sparrow in the chat. Welcome to the chat. As always, let's go to see who first guest in was Mount Sparrow. Thank you for coming in. So last night we were singing. Thank you all for coming in. The other gentleman, I says hi. I said hi, and then we have Marcus. I said hi, where Jay says hello, and I says I love you. Okay. We try to keep it family friendly in the chat. If you cannot keep it family friendly in the chat, we will kick you out without question. There's no racism, no nastiness of any kind. If you cannot abide by those rules, you'll be kicked out. What I'm going to show everybody is our programming. I'm going through reviewing all this stuff with the StreamYard and stuff like that. I'm rebooting my computer the way I was told to. And I can honestly tell you that I am not that computer savvy. I would say maybe not computer illiterate because I'm learning a lot. I have help from my son, my daughter, and stuff like that. And I'm basically I can do a little bit typing, but a lot is the two finger typist. I wanted to get into that, but basically, what this ring light video is about is, and I will be doing a tutorial. I will have, I think, uh, with a thumbnail holding YouTube, and around it says, "What is Garden Aquatics?" Why I picked the name. I had an original name. I don't want to discuss that, but I picked Garden Aquatics with the help of another YouTuber, and that was Joseph of Joseph's Tropical Tanks. He helped me pick the name. And the reason I picked Garden Aquatics was because our channel is gardening and aquatics. The aquatics being the pond, the gardening being the three raised beds that I have, and planting, gardening, and stuff like that. I have a greenhouse. And people ask me, why do you take so long to do a project? Why do I take so long to do a project? Because I do all my work, all my video editing, and I hope to get it better and better. And I'm going to have my daughter help me with video editing, and I'm going to try to do a lot of video editing myself. And the channel is going to get better and better as we go along. This is only be about an hour and a half, maybe longer or less. It's just basically explaining, being a view through the ring light, what you came up with that category. What does this have to do with Garden Aquatics? Basically nothing. It's just information that I got that I want to share with you. The main focus of my channel was to put out what I do on a, and we have another gentleman in the chat, E4. He also says hi. So I'm on usually every night between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. Hopefully next week I want to get my monetization. After Easter, within the first week of April, the first full week of April, or by the end of April, I want to be monetized. I worked very hard within a year to get where I am, and I will explain everybody once I get it and how I did it. And what we're doing on the channel, I'm going over StreamYard, which I use as my live stream. All right. This is the new stuff from StreamYard, which I'm trying to figure out editing. And it's just start creating with StreamYard. And this is go to dashboard. And I was basically trying to figure it out, but I figured would come on and explain to everybody. Then in the next week on Wednesday's vlog, there will be a video about, I was going to post it Wednesday, but we had problems with the refrigerator. We had to empty the refrigerator, and they came on whatever we did and everything. I waited, and I didn't like what I posted, so I deleted it. I'm going to redo the video, and I want to show everybody I'm making this my studio, and it's a mess again. That's because I'm redoing it. Okay. And I told everybody that, and we're going to straighten it up. I basically set up my on-air sign up there. People ask me, why would you get that? It was a gift. What I'm viewing you with is my phone, and the ring light behind us was a gift. This monitor was from my original computer when we moved into this house. This was over here. And this was over here on this side where I have a computer screen and everything is in the desktop. It's all in one unit. That's the new computer. What we did was I moved this desk into this room, put my computer deck down here. May have told you this before, but I put the deck down here, and I was basically using that. And I was wondering why I had problems with internet and stuff like that. We switched to Android TV through Optimum, and we reduced our bill. I went to StreamYard, and StreamYard came out with the Mars feature, which is horizontal, landscape, and portrait horizontal. I've switched to that. I found it very, very interesting to navigate. If it goes up anymore, I'm not gonna pay for it because it's too expensive. But they're coming out with a lot of features and everything else. So hopefully, I'll get monetized, and the channel will improve. But I basically wanted to tell you why the name Garden Aquatics. Gardening. In the gardening, it's planting seeds, getting the garden prepped and ready, how to build a raised bed. We're going to look at watering, what to water, what plants I'm growing. And then I told everybody about prepping in America, all right, in suburbia. And prepping, homestead, anybody can have a homestead. But basically a homestead would be, what we're looking to do is to move to a different location. And everybody should have a bug out location if something really goes bad in the country, or we lose power and stuff like that. Are you prepared for that? What does that have to do with Garden Aquatics? Simple. The garden, preparing your own vegetables, fruits and vegetables, gardening, okay? Having a nice lawn, making flower beds. I have got a flower bed, garden bed around my deck. I have a garden bed on the side of my house going down from my deck. I have a garden along my fence. I'm making a secret garden, just an area where you could go, maybe read a book and stuff like that. And believe me, I do that. You won't find me sometimes on it. I'm saying I'm going to do this and this, but there will be times when I just want to be alone and read a book or just relax. I could go by the pond. I could go in this secret corner, just to have different things in my yard. I have a little island. Our house is U-shaped. This is my house. This is what I told everybody I did. This is a sketch of my backyard. My pond. Here, over here is a bridge. Over here, so we can explain this. We'll probably do this over. All right. Over here is a bush. All right. Over here is bricks that I put in. I now covered them. Over here is a walkway and a little bridge where I have frogs and stuff on. This is the pond. And over here I have the Blessed Mother statue. over here, this is an island that I have, and over here is my secret garden. This is between my garage and my neighbor's fence. That's the garden along the fence, flowers and stuff like that, and mulch. And then along the deck, you see the deck. That's the deck on the side of the house going around the garden, and then the garden on this side of the deck. All right, where it ends. And this is the garden bed along the house. To our gate here. And what I'm going to, this is my barbecue thing. Over here is the 3 raised beds that I do stuff in. All right. This is the space between my garden, 3 garden beds, and the pond. There's a little area where you can sit and stuff. They have a bench there and stuff. We'll show you. And over here is my shed and my barbecue area. And then this side is basically open. But I have my greenhouse over here and everything else, and I'll show you what I'll be doing with that. But I basically did this freehand. Just nothing. I have an original one that I did perfectly, and I can't find it. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. So I will redo it over. But that's what Gardening Aquatics is. We're preparing the lawn. We're getting ready because it's getting warmer now. We can work on a lawn. I told everybody that I didn't work on a lawn. And I'm also using AI. If you go to some of the videos, you see I had the snowblower and the spreader. I had bag of ice melt and bag of we have Lewis Fuller. Good evening. I just gave you a like. Thank you, Lewis. They showed you it was too early to do it because we had the snow. A lot of people are doing it, and a lot of people are doing their lawn thatching and stuff like that. It's not the time. The ground is still too moist. So anything you've done, you can make thatch the lawn. Don't put any seed down. Don't put any fertilizer down. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. And the channel is about doing your lawn, your weed preventative, your fertilizer, whether to aerate, about irrigation, sprinklers, fixing the sprinklers, what type of irrigation I'm going to put in my gardens. It all has to do with Garden Aquatics. But then all the other stuff, the remix portion thing, it all goes back to the garden. I do decorating the house outside. Not much. What do you do with Dollar Tree? What we do with Dollar Tree, a lot of the stuff I got from Dollar Tree. Lights, landscape, lights outside. That's why I do a Dollar Tree haul. It's basically about what we get and what stuff I get. Solar lights, garden stakes, seeds from Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be developing my own seed and get seeds and stuff like that, and hopefully eventually have seed packets that I put out. I'm going to harvest the seeds. I'm going to show you how to harvest seeds. I'm going to get seeds from other places, and I will sell those seeds to you. I will also have a link to a website with Amazon and everything and anything that I show you on my site. I'll either tell you where I got it, like Dollar Tree, Ace, Home Depot, Lowe's, down below, there'll be a link to it. The information that I get, I often reference a lawn care guide. What does this have to do with gardening? Gardening, taking care of a lawn, trimming bushes, that's gardening. Decorating for a holiday, that's preparing your yard for what it looks like. Where Lewis says, "You're welcome. It's my pleasure." Thank you for that. That's what this is about. All right. And when I do that tutorial, I will be telling everybody, there'll be a short one that I'll say this is what we're going to do. And this is what Garden Aquatics is about. Watch the full length video, which will be about 15 minutes long. And I will show everybody what we're going to be doing this year. We're going to be using AI. And if you don't use the AI tools and stuff like that, and what StreamYard is offering, and there's a bunch of them out there, okay? A bunch of them out there. I was going to want to go to this dashboard and see what the dashboard says. That's my dashboard. Usable Studio. It gives a live stream, recording, webinar, all that stuff here. You see that? Very, very easy to go into. And I'll be going into all that stuff going forward. And that's why I set up this view through the ring light to tell everybody what I'm doing and show you what to do. There'll be a little bit about everything, and that's the remix portion. How I take care of my fish. And I told everybody, you've seen the pond. Tomorrow, everybody liked the pond video, so you'll watch the pond again tomorrow. And then next week, hopefully it warms up. I can't, I get allergies very fast. I get a cold or whatever. Cold to warm, cold to warm. I can't think that he either has to be warm or cold. I can't take the temperature and stay out there long because I don't want to catch a cold, get pneumonia and stuff like that. I do have allergies. I take allergy pills. We'll go into all that of what I do. So the basic thing of the channel, which I'm telling everybody, there'll be episodes of View Through the Ring Light showing you what I'm doing on the channel and help you think. If you want to do gardening, if you want to do episodes about fish and fish keeping and fish tanks and stuff like that, pond maintenance, stuff like that, this is what the channel is about. What we have on the channel and what we'll be doing is outside, 90% of it, decorating inside. I will show you the refrigerator and what I'm doing to prepare, what I have to prepare, that in case you can't get out of your house, power goes out, we have a bad storm, you're stuck in your house. Do you have fruits and vegetables? Do you have enough meat? If you eat plant-based products, cereal, milk, like almond milk, oat milk, whatever you use. And also recently I was diagnosed with high sugar level, and they want me to go on a diabetic regimen. I told the doctor that I can get off that, and I will show everybody what I do in my garden, what sugar-related stuff, what produces sugar, stuff like that. We're going to go into all that. I showed people, you go back and you watch the video, I showed you all the stuff that I'm buying, the Cheerios, what products have 2% sugar, and that 2% sugar, that ounce of thing or a teaspoon or two of dressing and a low sugar or light dressing or something like that is just a spoonful. And do you use a spoonful of dressing on the salad? So I went back to vinegar and oil, and I used apple cider vinegar because they recommend apple cider vinegar because that works. So that's what I'm using. So you'll be following my uh, lack of sugar. I'm not doing any sugar. I'm not going to do it zero free soda. I'm drinking uh, flavored water. I'm not drinking that. If we go to a restaurant, I get tea. I get unsweetened tea. I take stevia or something like that. And I'm on this morning kick uh, regiment with Chuck Norris introduced. And prayers go out to the Norris family because Chuck Norris passed away. But that has helped me a lot. And I'm following a strict low sugar, no sugar diet. I'm trying to stay off the sugars altogether. I use zero sugar flavoring for my coffee. I only have 1 cup of coffee a day. And since I've been on this diet and no sugar, uh, no 3 or 4 portions of food. I would have macaroni like crazy. I have a small portion of macaroni. Try to get whole wheat macaroni or gluten free. But we have a lot of macaroni has carbs in it and stuff like that. If you eat a small portion of it, not eat a plateful, a helping of thing, little sauce, and maybe make your own sauce. And that all has to do with, again, going back to gardening, the tomato sauce, the tomatoes, the tomato fruit, you make the tomato sauce. What do you put in the tomato sauce? If you get jar sauce, we have both. My wife makes sauce and we have jar sauce so that we have a backup. I will talk about my lettuce. I will talk about eggplant. I will talk about pumpkin, making pumpkin pie. Uh, and it all has to do with gardening and garden aquatics. You're raising these vegetables and fruit outside your door for you to eat and consume and try to get your sugar down. And we'll go over what natural sugar is. Is this good for you? Can you take this? Can you take that? And that's what I am talking about. So the tutorial will be, what is Garden Aquatics? Garden Aquatics is a channel which talks about gardening and the beneficial part of gardening, prepping, having a homestead in suburbia, prepping in suburbia, and anybody can have a homestead. You have to find out regulation. I would love to have chickens, but we can't have chickens here because we're in a suburban neighborhood, and there's not enough room on my property, and you just can't have it. If we get this farm upstate, which we're going to be doing in July, and we'll talk about this on Wednesday, we're looking for farmland upstate. If we go upstate or down south, in South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, whatever, I want to look at the weather, climate, and stuff like that, what we could do. We're talking about upstate, but upstate gets very, very bad winters. We're moving with my family up there. We would have the homestead up there. I'd have my son, my daughter-in-law, my daughter, my wife, and I on this property. We would have a couple of houses. My son and daughter-in-law would have a house. We would have our own separate house. My daughter would have a little cabin for herself, little kitchenette and bedroom. That's it. Us would be like a 2-bedroom thing on the property. Or we'd like to have a barn on the property. If we have to build it, we'll talk about that. Having access to the property, what would it cost to property? That has to do with gardening, setting up a homestead, set up on a thing, put a trailer on the land. If we have a house, can we fix up the house? Can we do this? We'll talk about that. We've talked about that before. In other words, if you just buy a flat piece of land, trees, shrubs, or just a barren thing, you have to have access from the street to your property. You have to build an access road, money-wise. You have to build a house, more money. Uh, a barn, a chicken coop, a stable for the animals, or whatever you want to do. Fence off the property. If we buy an established one, I would like to have an established piece of property where we have a little pond on the property, or a lake, something that we fix it up. I would love a house with a porch. Across the street, they have a porch, and I would love a house with a porch. I would have a barn on the property, have a container on the property, have a shed on the property, have a garage, have a chicken coop, have a stable for we have goats, maybe a horse or two, if not goats, chickens, ducks, peacocks, rabbits, and other farm animals we're looking to, because we'd be selling the rabbits. And then we'd have pigs on the property. And we'd have the goats for the goat milk and stuff like that. And we would set up a farm stand on the property. So this is all things garden related. And that's what the tutorial will be about. It will be me holding a YouTube. What is Garden Aquatics? Gardening, I'll explain it. Gardening, aquatics. Gardening. Caring and maintaining a lawn. From irrigation to fertilizing to seeding. Upkeep and maintenance on the lawn. Pairing garden beds with evergreens, flowers, trimming and maintaining bushes around the property. Planting flowers and maintaining a garden edge and everything else. Having a garden around the pond and the fish and everything, what you do to maintain a pond. The irrigation, that, and making sure the pond is full and aerated properly and looks nice aesthetically. Fixing up gardens, planting everything from lettuce, carrots, radishes, squash, string beans, peas, carrots, tomatoes, cucumbers, pumpkins, cantaloupes, corn, stuff like that, and picking that and harvesting it. How to make a drip irrigation system, stuff like that. This is all gardening and aquatics. I do Dollar Tree hauls. The Dollar Tree hauls has to do with stuff you buy in Dollar Tree. You can buy seed now in Dollar Tree. Did you know that? Grass seed. You can buy potting soil. We're talking about the pros and cons of potting soil. You can buy flower pots in Dollar Tree. Setting up a flower pot, making a fairy garden, all gardening, making your front stoop look nice. Trimming the trees around the front stoop. All garden aquatics. Gardening and garden aquatics. And people ask the questions I get asked the most. We'll go into that. What, as I said in the beginning, why do you take so long to do a project? Because I'm doing 90% of it alone. I have some help. I cut the grass. If it takes me 2 days to cut the grass, it takes me 2 days to cut grass. I used to be a landscaper. I worked for a road maintenance in our county here. Used to cut, trim, and maintain grass areas, islands in the middle of a road and stuff like that, weeding and making sure the aesthetics look nice. I also went into gardening and landscaping, and I cut lawns and maintain gardens and stuff like that. So I basically know things. So now I'm doing that for myself. In a day, I would do two or three, maybe 4 lawns after work, after working in the thing. But I'm up there in age now, and then with some taking the morning kick, it helps me that I can basically get the grass done and cut and everything else and trim a little bit, and I do the next day I finish up that, and I will show you that. I will show you how to make an edge. I will show you to make an edge with a bricks. I will show you how to make a slate walkway, which I have here. I'm going to the slates overgrew it. Oops, so now I want to get those slates up, get the grass up from the slates, and reposition the slates in the ground by the barbecue station. We're going to fix that. What's the barbecue station? I have to do with Garden Aquatics. You're fixing up your backyard. You want to make it pleasing. That's gardening. Cutting the grass around the thing, making a nice garden area, grassy area for a barbecue, a prep area when you're barbecuing. Your shed where you have all your garden equipment, and then the garden beds, or if you have a space for a garden, which we're going to make another raised bed on the side of the house. I have some Christmas stuff that I took down, which I didn't put away. I wanted to get the Christmas stuff up. I was going to put it away, but we wound up with those few storms that we had. So now I'm going to break down the reindeer that I have, and I'm going to put them away. And then we'll make a raised bed. We'll talk about making drip irrigation. All has to do with gardening. And then we'll fix sprinklers, irrigation. And then going back to Dollar Tree, irrigation, your sprinklers. You get little sprinklers at Dollar Tree or whatever. You have a small area they want to. There's a lot of stuff in Dollar Tree. There's a garden hose now. We'll review all that on the channel to make it easier for you. And that's what Garden Aquatics and the remix is all about. What Dollar Tree has to related to gardening, you could put the solar lights around your gardens and make it look nice where you're not spending that much money. We'll also talk about other lights that you could buy in Home Depot, Ace and stuff like that. What's the best light to buy? This is what I prefer. We'll take a look at all the lights. I'll show you how I want to make a little bird sanctuary. I would like to make an aviary. When I get a piece of property upstate, if we do get it, it's not definite yet, but if we do get it, I want to have an aviary where the birds can go. We got to make it predator proof. That will all be steps. Good Lord willing, I hope to be here for a while. I have no, but you never know. Tomorrow is not ever promised. So we basically talked about everything that I'm doing. And this one, what does this have to do with the ring light video? I'm taking you out of the ring light and I'm explaining to you what my channel is about. And that's when I'm here live, I'm on a ring light. When I do a Dollar Tree haul, I'm on a ring light. When I explain something to you about gardening and everything else, I have a bunch of stuff over here. That I haven't put out yet. You see, all this stuff is garden stuff. That's why this room is a mess. So once the weather gets nice, which it's getting nicer now, we're going to get this stuff out. We're going to do a window box, dressing window box two window boxes, flower boxes that I have for the deck. And I have two flower boxes in front of the windows on the shed. We'll do them over. Whether we put artificial flowers in there, what type of lights we put in there. Some of them may be for Dollar Tree, some of them may be for Ace, Lowe's, getting it from a hardware store. We'll talk about stuff that I buy, the Dollar Tree haul and more, because it's other stuff. It's what I do, how I dress, what type of gloves I use. I told everybody to use gloves. Sometimes I would tell you something and I go ahead and I do it anyway. All right. I don't use gloves. But when I come in from outside or whatever I'm doing, I wash my hands. Rinse them off and everything else. Watch them good. You see some people that do stuff. I don't know. I can't tell people what to do. I've seen people walking barefoot on their property and stuff. I won't walk barefoot on my property. I don't care this. I'm always wearing shoes, sneakers, or something, or boots, work boots. I will not go barefoot. I will plant. I'm going to try to plant a couple of varieties of lettuce. I'm going to try to plant some corn. I'm going to try to plant some different varieties of radishes. I'm going to plant some peppers, different varieties of peppers, not hot and stuff like that because my stomach can't handle it. I'm going to plant tomatoes, different varieties of tomatoes. We're going to plant some sunflowers, and I'll be giving some sunflower seeds away. We'll be planting squash, eggplant, basil, and different varieties of oregano, maybe some cabbage, maybe some spinach, stuff like that. We'll get into all that. And we're going to try to do all that by the second week in May to have everything in the ground and growing. I'll show you next week, this week coming up before uh, Easter, because this week is Palm Sunday and next week is Holy Week. So we'll be getting all our stuff ready because it's warming up. I'll show you the crocuses. I'll show you the hospices coming up. I'll show you the tulips and the lilies and stuff that are coming up. Some plants, that Easter plants that I've planted before. I'll show you how to plant in a flower pot and all that stuff. And we'll show you how to maintain the pond and aquatics portion. We're getting a new filter. I was going to get a new drain, but I'm not going to get that drain. So we'll review this on Saturday. What's up Saturday? All the new features of StreamYard. And why do I tell everybody about StreamYard editing thing? Because I want to teach you how to do this. How I got started in it was my wife told me I would be outside. And I don't know if you do or not. I would talk, and also I do this with my nose and stuff like that. I constantly do that. I should stop that, but I do it anyway. A wife told me that I talk to myself. I'm outside. I would be out along the fence. We didn't have a garden bed along the fence. When we bought this house, we had a little pond. I made it bigger. I may make it bigger than it is, but if we leave here, we'll know in July, 4th of July weekend, from Saturday to Friday of 4th of July right to the end of that week, we're going away and we're going to look at property up there. I will make a determination whether or not we're going to move right away and everything else. If it would be feasible for me to make the pond bigger and stuff like that. Maybe you will sell the house, make it valuable or whatever. But I will show you how I maintain and take care of the garden and why I have the netting on the pond, hence aquatics, making it predator proof for the raccoons, cats, stuff like that get in, and some birds like crane and stuff like that. I don't want them getting to the fish. So I put this wire down so that they can't get in. They can't get in there and get to the fish. I made the area with stakes of different garden stakes, different features like mushrooms, flowers, bees, butterflies, birds. It's lawn stakes that you put in to make an area aesthetic. I put them around the pond. That makes it look nice. It makes it attractive, but it also keeps the predators out. And then when I would do the gardening, when I was redoing the pond, I wanted to make a garden because I didn't want to keep cutting the grass along the fence. So, but I moved it, made the garden, and I edge it nicely and everything else. And that weed whacking is pretty easy. But along the fence and everything else, I didn't like that, so I made the little garden. And I'm talking to myself. It says, how big do I want to make it? Should I make it this big? Uh, what am I going to do here? And my wife says, you're talking to yourself. You're always talking to yourself. And I said, why didn't you go on YouTube and do a video? So basically, I'm not talking to myself now. I'm doing it on YouTube. I'm showing you what I do. And I hope what I know and what I do will teach you. And anything I get or anything I say, if I'm wrong, I will correct myself. So I basically talked about everything that I'm doing on the channel, from cooking to maintaining the pond, cleaning the pond, feeding the fish, what to do with the fish, what type of fish we have, uh, making a little scenic area on the thing, a little fairy garden stuff around the whole entire pond. You'll see how nice it looks. The birdhouse over here, right there, that birdhouse, putting that out, trying to entice birds to go into the birdhouse. That's why I want to make this little bird sanctuary. Uh, Another thing we get from Dollar Tree, which we'll go into. You get these from Dollar Tree. I have other ones that my son got me that are outside. We're going to put these around. Again, gardening. Dollar Tree. All right. So now you know what I'm talking about. I will also have a guide to Garden Aquatics if you become a member of my channel. And only if you can afford it. I don't want to think when I set this up, it will probably after the summer, it will tell you how to prepare for fall, what I'm doing this year and going forward and stuff like that. And with the help of AI, I made this. All right. And I have another one that I have. It's on this phone, but you can't see it. And I will show it on Wednesday. It will tell you I'll be in the spring getting ready for another summer season. What to do in the spring to plant, seed, fertilize, lawn, garden, flower care, and everything else. What fertilizer to put, what bee barriers to put down, what works, what doesn't work. You can put down a weed barrier. Basically, you get rid of the weeds. But if a dandelion, say you're blowing dandelion, but they blow with the wind and everything else, you blow a dandelion, the dandelion gets into your flower bed, you have that weed barrier down, in the mulch or something, that will grow. So we're going to weed preventative and stuff like that, natural, and what I recommend. Excuse me. What I recommend and what I don't recommend. I don't take advertising from anybody. That's another thing. That's basically what we're telling. We're almost done with the video. We'll get an hour in and then we'll go off. I will tell you the truth about a product. What I think about it. Do I like it? But this is what I use and this is what works. I will not be told You try a product, and then before I review it and tutorial it on the channel, I have to send a review to them to let them know if they like it or not. I'm not going to be forced to tell you that this is good. I'm not going to tell you it's bad. This is what I think about it. You make your own decision, allegedly, on any product or anything I do. And I'll probably have disclaimers on stuff. I'm going to use Gemini. I'm going to use ChatGPT. I'm going to make into AI and stuff like that. We'll talk about AI and how AI can help you with your gardening and everything else. How to plant, when's the best time to plant. Uh, your gardeners are doing this sort of stuff now. Some are doing fall cleanups. If they're putting fertilizer down and stuff like that, they shouldn't be, because the weather's finally warming up. That would be allegedly this week and beyond. It depends on your area. It's still too cold in some areas to put uh, fertilizer down, pre-emergent, stuff like that, because it's not going to penetrate the lawn because the ground is too saturated or it's still frozen, and you have a rain or snow wash away with the melting snow or rain. You have a downpour of rain. Only in that case, I was explaining to you, you put down grass seed or fertilizer for fertilize your lawn. You check out your lawn. We'll look at the lawn and show you what everything. If you go to a video today, I went around with the thing and showed you an aerial view of my yard and came down and stuff like that on the pond. We're gonna do all sorts of things with editing, and I'll show you how I edit the video and what I do to get a specific pose or view of something, making it easy, because that's the remix portion. I'm going to show you what I do. I'm going to show you how I film it and everything else. And it all has to do with gardening. And all these books over here, this is what I read and everything, but you notice a lot of it is gardening and stuff like the garden related how-to books, how to have a perfect garden, better homes and garden problems, DIY projects. Another channel that I want to set up is DIY Mondays, and of DIY projects that I do, we're going to build a uh, a lighthouse with the pots. I'm going to fix that one up. We're going to redo that. I will show you how I do that, and we're going to make one out of reclaimed wood. We're going to cut up pallets. I'll show you how to make a birdhouse with pallet wood. We're going to paint the little birdhouses that you get in Dollar Tree, and I'll be selling them. All, again, to do with gardening, DIY thing. I may change it to Garden Aquatics and DIY gardening and aquatics, something like that. I'm thinking of it, but everybody likes Garden Aquatics Remix. So we're going to end the video in a few minutes. I want to thank you for coming in. Watch Wednesday. The tutorial will drop what Garden Aquatics is about, why I do this, why it takes so long to do this, we'll have a question and answer period on Wednesday's vlog. I want you to come in, and I will promote that tomorrow, Saturday. I will promote that on Sunday. I will promote that on Monday and Tuesday. And on Wednesday, the vlog video will be a question Q&A about Garden Aquatics. Tell you, you want to know why I take so long to do a project, because it's me doing it. If I have stuff to put away, I want somebody to help me with that. I may not get that person to help me, but I'll get some of it up and think, I don't want to overexert myself, but I'm trying, but I want that person there in case something happens. Oh, I do the grass. I always make sure I have my cell phone with me. All right, if something does happen. I did fall and break my leg, my left leg. I It hurt my right leg, so I had to stop working. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I will tell you safety features. I'll show you what's the best way to edge. I'll show you how I trim bushes with shears, how we do it electrically, why you use shears on some bushes and why you use an electric one on others. Or if I'm just trimming around to make it a round bush, I will use the shears and I'll show you how you manipulate the shears. And I'll tell, if you go back to my videos, you think which we'll go into, I still have a few bushes to trim around the pond. I will show you how we trim off the burnt branches from the cold and how the plant will come back. This is the best time to do your planting. Uh, is it or isn't it? The best time, when's the best time to do your planting? What stuff you can plant? And if I tell you something, I may have got it or may have know about it, but I will always highlight another channel in my video and I will tell you go to that channel and I will put it in the description below. Check it out. I'll tell you about cold season lawn, stuff like the lawn care guide. Lawn care guide is free. It's not from me. It's from How to with Doc. I will link that every Tuesday. I will link other videos where I talk about grass, gardening, stuff like that in the video. So I hope to be monetized very, very soon, within the month of April, definitely, positively. I always say that I'm going to post the video in the morning, shorts in the morning about car videos, flowers, gardening, stuff like that. Check them out. Help me get subscribers. That helps with the monetization. So you got to do the videos. And I always tell everybody when I get there, I will tell everybody. On Wednesday, I will tell everybody what the key is in the video. And I want you to come into my channel live stream on Wednesday and ask questions. If I can't answer the question, I will try to get you the answer. Anything about my channel, where you could go to get information for that. I will highlight some channels. And I want to get people to come up into the chat. We'll talk about that too. So until next time, let me know what you think of the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe, ding that bell, share the video. It's free. Tell your people about Garden Aquatics. I want to get a following and money and show things. If I get money and stuff like that, I will definitely give money to certain things. We'll have a whole bunch of features and stuff like that. A whole bunch of products and merchandise that we want to sell and everything else. We'll have giveaways all year round. We'll have giveaways for Christmas. We'll have giveaways for Easter, giveaways for spring, fall, summer, and the Insider's Guide to Garden Aquatics will come out in the spring, summer, fall, winter. It will be in the spring. It will be about getting your garden ready for the season. When to plant, when not to plant. What's the best time to plant? When's the best time to care for your lawn? In the summer, maintaining the lawn, harvesting the fruit and vegetables. What's the best way to can stuff and everything? That will all be in the guide, and every year will be a little different. In the winter, in the fall, it'll be getting ready for winter. Collecting leaves, grass, and something to make compost for the next year. In the winter, how to prepare your flowers and plants, what perennials, how to overwinter the perennials, what plants you should cover. If you get snow, should you uncover the plants and shrubs so you don't get the snow and you get a burn on the plants. How to recover a plant from the winter or after winter storm. Uh, methods to shovel and stuff like that to take it easy. If you're a certain age, consult with your doctor if you think you can do it. If you can't, get some help. Talk to your neighbor or something. Maybe he can help you shovel. Okay, we'll talk about helping people out too, different events. In a sense, prepping in suburbia. We'll talk about uh, apps. Talk about places to get stuff, what do's and don'ts, what not to go, what's the best place to go for all your stuff. We'll talk about Amazon. We'll talk about other places, Walmart, stuff like that, where to get the best deals on fertilizer, grass seed, lawn care products, lawn ornaments, garden stakes, stuff like that. Even seeds, where to go for the seeds. You can go to Ace, they have seeds. You can go to Home Depot, they have seeds. You can go to Walmart, they have seeds and plants too. We'll review all of that in the channel going forward. So we down to the wire on another video. I hope you enjoyed this live stream tonight. It was taking a step back from the ring light and telling you what I'm doing, editing and everything else, getting better with my editing, whole bunch of new features from the ring light and what Garden Aquatics is all about, stepping out of this element and telling you what about the channel, why I started it, what the channel is about, and everything else. So until next time, let me know what you think of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember that the past is behind us. The present is now. The future is what you make it. So let's make 2026 better than 2025. And I will see you all in the next video. Watch for what Garden Aquatics is about. I'll see you in the next video. And where we're going using AI on all the tools that I use in my videos and why. And why we do this view through the ring light. To enhance you, to help you get a gardening channel, to help you get a DIY channel, to help you get a making clothes channel. What is your niche? The key is in the video. What you do and how you get recognized, how you could get your videos promoted and stuff like that. So we'll see you all in the next one. Till next time, good night. God bless you all. Thank you very much for coming into the chat. And this week we're going to start our videos about prepping in suburbia. We'll have what's up, so have a theme for every night, and hopefully have an intro and outro prepared for all the videos. And I will show you next week on a view to the ring light how Gemini can help you and ChatGPT AI to make those intros and outros to your videos. Make an interesting thumbnail. And it's also simply talking to the thing or typing in what you want to tell it to do to help you do this video. What suggestions do you have for this? If you're not into AI, I suggest you get involved with AI, because if you're not using it, you're going to be left in the dust. You can use it for certain things, you can use it for whatever, but it will work. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, ding that bell, share the video. By liking, it tells YouTube you like the video. By sharing it out, it lets YouTube know that you're telling people, hey, go watch this channel, whatever. And I'll send you emails. I'll tell you things that people say about me and everything else. Don't forget to watch Wednesday night. I can't say enough. God willing, I'll see you tomorrow on What's Up Saturday live stream. Hope you enjoy it. Good night for now. Goodbye. And I will see you next Friday night on A View Through the Ring Light. Don't forget to watch What's Up Saturday tomorrow night, probably around 9 o'clock. I'll see you then. And look for a video in the yard tomorrow, whether it's be by the birds or the pond, but there'll be a few-hour video tomorrow. And watch for my shorts going forward. So hope you see you next time on A View to the Ring Light next Friday night. And once we get our sticker board going, which we talk about every night, we will highlight another channel. So until then, Stephen F. signing off. Bye for now. I'll see you next time on another Garden Aquatics video. Good night.